I think that's what got me really interested in talking to the Happiness Research Institute, because I think the majority of population, when they think of happiness, they usually think of it on the individual basis, and I only think about the emotional or affective side of it. But after reading some of the Happiness Research Institute's publications, I realized that there is more to happiness than just the short-term emotions we feel on a daily basis, and that it should be, in fact, a part of public policy.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
So, what is your definition of happiness?
Well, as you were onto yourself, there are several definitions of happiness, and one is the affective you talk about, the feeling of happiness here and now. And that's one way of measuring happiness. And if you do that in a longitudinal study, it's really interesting to see, because it sort of sums up how happy is a nation if we're talking about a whole nation over a longer period of time, with the fluctuations that might come from getting a divorce or just having a bad day or whatever. There's also a way of measuring where you measure what we call the eudaimonic happiness, which is about having a sense of purpose in life. And that comes from different things. It comes from, well, it varies from person to person, but some of the things it usually comes from is work life. It also comes from having children or having someone that you take care of and someone you're close to. And then finally, there's the third way of measuring happiness and defining happiness, which is the one we work with mostly at the Happiness Research Institute. This definition of happiness is about life satisfaction. This is about how you rate your life overall, taking into consideration both the worst possible life you could have and the best possible life you could have. So this is, we call the evaluative or the cognitive measure of happiness. And this is the measure that they use in the World Happiness Report that just came out last week. They use what they call the Cantrell ladder, where people score from 0 to 10. And this is where the Nordic countries always come up top 10, and most of them top 3 or top 5.